Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 Morning News.
Good morning to you this Sunday. It is 10:30. You're looking live over Baltimore. And Saturday, February 19th, I'm Taylor Stewart. Thanks for checking in with us here this Sunday. Let's check it over to meteorologist Amy Aronson for a look at the weather today. Looking nice out there.
Yeah, looking nice. Temperatures improving already. We're out of the 30s. We're now in the 40s, so already feeling a little better. Mid and upper 40s right now as we head through your Sunday morning. As we head through the rest of the day, temperatures will continue to climb. So we should see more and more sun breakthrough as we get into the afternoon. That helps bring our highs into the mid-50s today, and then tomorrow, even warmer. So for President's Day, we are tracking increasing clouds with the potential for a few showers, a few sprinkles, but that's not going to stop our temperatures from warming. It's going to be another nice mild day with highs climbing into the mid and upper 50s to near 60 again. And this is just the start of another mild February week. I'll let you know where these temperatures are trending for the rest of the week and when we could also see some rain chances in just over 10 minutes. Taylor?
Breaking news this morning, 5 people are in the hospital following an apartment fire. This morning around 7, firefighters responded to a 3-story apartment complex along Terra Firma Road in Cherry Hill. Officials say there were people trapped on the first floor. All of the victims were taken to the hospital. That's where they currently are, and the fire is under control, and fire marshals are investigating. A live look over Towson, where you should expect to see more police in the area now due to a string of recent violence. Now, since the beginning of the year, there's been a shooting, a stabbing, 3 rapes. Maxine Stryker spoke to a local pastor about the root of the violence and what needs to change as residents say they're left on edge.
It's been a violent start to the year in Towson.
We need to come together, everybody.
Last Sunday, a shooting near the Towson Circle left 1 man injured along Chesapeake and Washington Avenue. Hours later, police say a victim was stabbed multiple times and punched in the face along Chesapeake Avenue. This comes after 3 women were raped at gunpoint steps from the Towson Circle earlier this month. Police arrested 28-year-old Quancy Davis, who police say had a stolen gun from Baltimore City, where court documents show he resides. And in January, several juveniles were arrested after a disturbance near the Towson Circle.
Bring the aggression from city life to living into the county.
Pastor and former police officer James McEachin says he believes much of the violence in the area can be traced back to Baltimore City.
Being seen that now a lot of the murders that are being committed in the county.
Baltimore County Executive Johnny Olszewski says residents shouldn't worry.
I think it also presents a false narrative about the safety of Towson and Baltimore County. Looking at our crime statistics, crime has been persistently flat or down in most cases. That's true also in Towson. So we want to remind folks that Towson and all of Baltimore County is a very safe place to live, work, and raise a family.
They're blind to this because they don't believe this kind of stuff exists.
McEachin says it seems like much more than a narrative.
We haven't seen nothing yet.
A spokesperson for Baltimore County Police says officers have reallocated resources within the Central Towson Entertainment Squad to address safety concerns this weekend, and more police will be on the streets.
Yeah, we need feet on the streets.
Many just hoping this weekend is quieter than the last.
You used to use your hands and solve your problem. Now you got to solve the problem with a gun.
The city of Baltimore is grappling with its own issues involving youth violence. At least 6 teens were shot since Tuesday. 2 were shot as part of a quadruple shooting that happened on Wednesday night on Fayette Street, while a 15-year-old Mervo High School student was shot just hours earlier in North Baltimore. She is still recovering in the hospital as the string of crime against young people is catching the attention of the mayor.
And I want everyone to get mad and get angry. There isn't one thing that's going to stop things like this from happening.
As seriously as we take every child victim in this city, we also have to take seriously the crimes that are being committed by juveniles.
A proposed bill in Annapolis would change the way juveniles are prosecuted, no longer sending them directly to adult court. Now, Baltimore City State Attorney Ivan Bates is backing that bill that would increase possible sentences up to 5 years, no matter the age of the suspect. He's citing current rules that allow people out after serving just 25% of their sentence, which in some cases is less than a year. The bill that's in Annapolis now has bipartisan support, but it's not clear when it will be up for a vote by state lawmakers. If you want to contact your area lawmaker about crime in your community, go ahead and just point your phone at the screen there. That QR code will take you to FOX45, where we have a list of official emails and webs and phone numbers for your local and state delegates. All right, we're also learning more about the mayor's conduit deal with BGE and what it could cost you if those numbers are approved. Now, if you're your customer, you would get your bill go up by $10.36 a month. Well, that means you'd pay $124 more dollars annually for utilities. You can see a full cost breakdown at foxbaltimore.com. BGE already filed the request with the Maryland Public Service Commission on Friday. This was just 2 days after the deal was approved. But some say it was rushed.
There's 9% inflation right now. I don't think anybody disputes whether or not the rates are going to go up, but this would allow them to not go up as much.
So this administration has decided to unilaterally support this private institution that has a statewide operation on the backs of Baltimore City residents.
Again,
in a rushed fashion.
Now, Baltimore City Council President Nick Mosby and Comptroller Bill Henry, they sat out Wednesday's vote after calling for the conduit deal to be taken off the agenda entirely. Mayor Scott and his 2 appointed BOE members voted to approve that deal anyways, something that Henry says is illegal. Mayor Scott's office says they were perfectly within their right to move on this deal.
An unsuccessful attempt to vote solely on the conduit proposal was made to look as if the item had been approved. It wasn't even a very convincing attempt. No opening statement was read. No effort was made to call for a vote on the routine agenda, nor on any other items on the non-routine agenda. Nor were any protests or statements of opposition noted or public comment permitted, all of which would have happened at an actual meeting of the Board of Estimates, as is required by the rules and regulations of the board. They're also saying that by not being present, we abstained and so still counted towards quorum, which I have trouble even repeating with a straight face.
Comptroller Henry said he would have been open to the deal if the terms were, quote, good for Baltimore. But Henry says he does not believe that's the case. Now, Baltimore City Council member Zeke Cohen has been among the louder critics. He's proposing a complete overhaul of the Board of Estimates, replacing appointed and elected members with people from the community. He says they would be a better reflection of what's best for Baltimore.
It's not a situation where I want it to become a political tussle between the mayor and the council president or anybody else. This is an opportunity for Baltimoreans, those of us that live here, that are sending our kids to school here, that deal with the day-to-day issues, but that love our city, to have a voice in reshaping it.
Cohen also said he'd be open to disbanding BOE entirely and running spending requests straight through City Council, like it's done in several other major U.S. cities. Massive explosion leading to a deadly fire caught on camera in Prince George's County. After the break, residents described that frantic rush to escape the burning apartment building.
And all these spring things are right around the corner now. We spring forward in 21 days, St. Patrick's Day coming up in 26, and then we kick off the spring equinox in only 29 days. It's going to start to feel like spring this week, though. I'll let you know exactly when the 60s, even the 70s are back, and when we're also going to throw a few rain chances into your weekly forecast in just a couple of minutes. It's 10:39. You're watching Fox 45 Morning News.
Making headlines this morning, President Jimmy Carter is in hospice care. He's 98 years old, America's oldest living president. He's making the decision to spend his remaining time at home with his family following a series of short hospital stays. Carter was diagnosed with skin cancer in 2015, which has since spread to his brain and liver. Making headlines closer to home here, an East Baltimore resident is recovering in the hospital after flames engulfed his home last night. Firefighters responded to a house fire along Montfort Avenue. Our photographer spoke to a neighbor who said the flames broke out around 9:30 last night. The cause of that fire is under investigation. These are the scary moments in Silver Spring, where one person is now dead, 17 others injured after an apartment fire. It is not clear what caused this explosion, but it happened early yesterday morning. Officials say the explosion started the fire. At least 150 firefighters were called to the scene. They were able to locate the flames on the 7th floor of the complex.
When I first stood outside, it was like all these flames was falling, and I told my mom it was a fire, and she was like, all right, let's go. She grabbed her things, we left out, and then we just rushed out the door.
It was pretty bad since I didn't get out right. Like the firemen were already there, thank God. There was water coming down the stairs when I was going down, so I had to ask if I was still able to get out.
At least 10 residents were trapped inside and had to be rescued from their balconies. Maryland State fire marshals are still searching for one person following a house fire in Bel Air. The fire marshal says an explosion could be the cause. Now, 2 homeowners were unaccounted for several hours, but have since been found. Officials say excavation equipment is out as they're still searching for that third person. The next weather maker is on its way to the Baltimore region. Meteorologist Amy Aronson is taking a look at if our above average temperatures are going to stick around. And Maryland with an emotional win at Michigan State. What Terps leader Diamond Miller had to say about tip-off following this week's mass shooting in East Lansing. That's after the break in Sports Unlimited. You're watching Fox 45 Morning News, all local, all morning.
Hey everyone, it's Morgan Adsit with your AM Sports Reports. The best thing about a handful of Division I programs only miles apart, the universities are not afraid to play each other. College lacrosse, the leader for this. Loyola opened the season against #1 Maryland, and the Greyhounds pulled off a huge Week 1 upset, earning them a chance to claim local bragging rights. They added to it, Loyola hosting 9 Johns Hopkins, the Blue Jays on Game 4 already. 9 different Greyhounds scored goals, none with a better name than Mustang Sally. Sally made it 10-2. Loyola late third, the Hounds by as much up as 9. The Jays did rip off the final 3 to close the game, but Loyola with 2 impressive wins to start off 2023, 13-8 the final. Same matchup on the women's side at Ridley. Loyola's season opener against Johns Hopkins. Greyhounds down 1-0 early, and then Anna Ruby changes that with the bouncer. Game tied 1-1, and the Hounds get the weekend sweep over the Jays, 12-10 the final. Back to the men. Maryland ranked 4th in Week 2, hosting Syracuse. Maryland with 5 different multi-goal scorers, none bigger than junior Daniel Kelly. Kelly ripping off the first of the game. The attackman led with 4 goals and 2 assists for a career-high 6 points. 15-12 Terps the final. They've extended their College Park winning streak to 20 games, almost 3 years strong. Imagine being in college since 2018 and it's not med school. Nicholas Timberlake joined Pat Scary's program at Towson 5 years ago. The extra time comes from redshirt and COVID years. And after helping Towson earn its first CIAA regular season title last year, Timberlake and a handful of other seniors are trying for another first under Scary, the NCAA tournament. Towson's got to get through February 1st, though. The Tigers' home finale against North Carolina A&T is their autism awareness game, hence the Baby Blues. Towson out to a 14-0 start. Timberlake buries the 3. The Tigers get up 18 off another Timberlake make from long range, 22 Towson. Tigers up 13 at the break. Second half, the Aggies get within reach. Demetriak Horton triple. Towson's lead is cut to 10. Then Aggies have numbers. Tyrese Elliott getting the finish underneath. 50-44. Towson still up, though, and Timberlake got even hotter from outside. Knocks down back-to-back 3 balls for Towson. Tigers up 9. Under 5 to play, only a bucket lead, and Timberlake says not enough. Extends it. He dropped 26, 6 threes. Towson moves to 11-5 in the CAA, 87-75. To the MEAC, Howard at Coppin State. Eagles trying to snap an 8-game losing streak. Naday Tart getting involved early and often for a long ball. Coppin's down 9-8. Still early first. Sam Sessions finished off the glass. Eagles are on a run 17-9. But here comes the Bison out to Steve Settle. That's good for 2. Howard's down 6, now up 3. Coppin transition. Tart bucket foul. Eagles down 1, but Howard goes on to win by 10, 80-70 that final. To summarize how it started at Maryland, all starters minus Diamond Miller out, gone to the transfer portal or graduation. Miller turned down transfer offers of her own, stayed, and became Maryland's leader. Now it's how it's going. She's one of the best players in college basketball, most likely a top 3 WNBA draft pick. But first thing, she's eyeing championships and March. Number 8 Maryland, though, a tough one at Michigan State. The game started with a moment of silence for those lives lost this week on campus following another mass shooting in our country. Now to the game. You know you're having a big day when this happens. Miller pushing, tries to split the defense, ran into him, foul, throws up the bucket. Maryland up 6 in the third. Closer game than Maryland wanted, but Miller's biggest bucket, getting some space from Sparty, comes off the pick to the hoop. Maryland goes up 8 with under 3 to play, and the Terps hold on. Miller dropped 29, 66-61 final. Here's Miller on what playing at Michigan State was like.
That is just tragedy. Like, I never want anybody to not feel safe in their campus. So the fact that this happened to this school is really sad. But like I said, I have to flip a switch somehow and do my job, which is play basketball. But I never stopped thinking about those 3 students and what the students have gone through on this campus.
Well said by Miller. Now that's your morning sports report. I'm Morgan Adsit for Fox 45 Morning News.
All right, in other sports news, we are counting down the days to the CIAA tournament. First game's tip-off is Tuesday. It's a historic tournament marking 50 years since the induction of Title IX. The CIAA is one of the few conferences to host both women and men's basketball tournaments at the same facility on the same weekend. Game tickets are on sale right now at the newly renovated CFG Bank Arena. And if you wanted to maybe dip out for a walk, if you're headed there in the area, meteorologist Amy Aronson, I think Would today be a good day for a walk?
Yeah, good day for anything outside. Better than yesterday. Yesterday was a little chilly. I took a walk with my dog yesterday, had to bundle up. Today, you don't really need to bundle up, especially this afternoon. We've got the sunshine shining downtown right now. Baltimore looking fantastic at this hour, and temperatures not bad either. We're already back in the upper 40s, pretty much where we ended yesterday. Today, we'll get 10 degrees warmer, up into the upper 50s. So a nice mild end to the weekend. I am tracking our next round of showers by midweek, and then we're going to follow that up with another little mini warm up for us that gets us even warmer than what we're experiencing this afternoon. So today our temperatures will be climbing from the 50s up to near 60 degrees before the day is over. So a pretty nice afternoon unfolding here as we close out the weekend. And the long weekend continues tomorrow for President's Day for a lot of folks. We are just looking at increasing clouds, a couple of sprinkles showing up during the afternoon, but that's not going to stop our temperatures from warming. It will be another nice mild day with highs headed for the mid and upper 50s. Now let's talk about our next weather maker. See this little itty-bitty cold front out here? That's what's going to swing our direction. We don't really have any big rain chances in the week ahead, just a couple of small chances for some spotty showers. Today, you don't need to worry about rain. As we get into Monday, yes, we could see a couple of sprinkles, but I think we're mostly dry. Tuesday, a couple of spotty showers as this cold front races through, and then I'm actually tracking a warm front for Wednesday. That's going to send us more showers, and behind that warm front, that's what's going to bring our temperatures well into the 70s by Thursday. We have temperatures all over the place leading up to that, though. Temperatures are in the upper 50s for the next 2 days, mid 60s by Tuesday. A brief cool down midweek as the showers move through, but come Thursday, it's not going to feel like February with highs shooting right into the low 70s. And according to the Climate Prediction Center, in our 8 to 14-day temperature outlook, decent chance these above average temperatures will stick around at least through late this month into early March. We are still included in this orange color here, meaning a decent chance for above average temperatures at that point. And you can see that in our 7-day forecast with a couple of exceptions. We are briefly cooling back down Wednesday with some showers rushing through. We briefly warm back up Thursday behind that, but then temperatures will come tumbling back down Friday into Saturday. And at that point, we could actually be tracking the potential for some rain, even some snow showers briefly to start things off Saturday morning. Taylor?
All right, happening now, the rover Perseverance celebrates the landing on Mars. Back in 2021, people around the world watched with bated breath as the car-sized rover touched down on the red planet. It's been busy ever since, collecting rocks, taking samples, even creating oxygen. But while it's been 2 years here, Perseverance has only been roaming our celestial neighborhood for a little more than a Martian year. Who knew? And to celebrate, NASA shared some figures from the rover's journey so far. Since landing, Perseverance has driven over 9 miles, snapped more than 166,000 images, logged roughly 15,000 hours of weather data, and fired its laser, which is used to analyze rock samples over 230,000 times. Wow, modern technology. Oh, happening closer to home, though, the largest student-run philanthropy effort in the world happening right now at Penn State. A live look here at the event known as the THON. They're actually doing an interview. Each student every year gathers for this THON weekend to raise millions of dollars for pediatric cancer research. The 46-hour dance event, it continues, and it's raised over $13 million as of last year, as children with cancer and their families join in on the fun and fighting for a great cause. It was chilly this morning, but we are nearing the 60s today. Meteorologist Amy Aronson taking a look at the next weather maker, moving in her 10-day forecast.
10:56 on this Sunday morning. The sun is shining, temperatures are warming up, and they're just going to continue to warm again this week. Another February week where we are tracking above average temperatures. That includes today. We're back in the upper 50s this afternoon. Same for President's Day tomorrow, so we'll continue this long weekend with some pretty decent temperatures. Yes, we could see a couple of sprinkles tomorrow, but I think a better shot at rain Tuesday into Wednesday. That's when we're tracking spotty to scattered showers. A brief little warm up into the 60s on Tuesday, a brief little cool down back into the upper 40s on Wednesday. But after that, temperatures warm nicely. So Thursday is going to be really, really nice and warm with highs in the low 70s. And then temperatures will come back down. So next weekend looks like it will be another colder one. Plus, we could see some rain, even some snow showers to start things off on Saturday. Right now, it doesn't look like a huge deal, but because we haven't seen a ton of winter weather, certainly noteworthy there. After that, looking beyond the 7-day forecast, cooler through the end of the weekend, but another warm-up coming our way next week, Taylor. So the up and down roller coaster ride continues here through the next 10 days.
We're on it. We're on it. Why not, right?
All over the place.
A spring-like winter, let's just call it. All right.
Sounds good.
Thanks so much for joining us here on Fox 45 Morning News. We're back here again at 10 o'clock tonight. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.